Hello, this is TheBaldMenace. As I said in the other video, I was going to show you how to use. Actually, I don't think I said it, but this is what I was thinking. I was going to show you, the audience, how to draw a manga male face using the technique of the eyes. So, without further ado, let's get to it. Oh, and this video I will be inking in, as you might call it, with a pen, the final product. So let's get started. So as I said before, it's not going to be as large scale as last time, just because, I don't know, that's not the mood I'm in at the moment, because you gotta get yourself in the mood. But, so yeah, you come in right here. Wait, okay. You're gonna have to tell me which way I started with that, because I might have started one way in the other video. But, come in here, and you've got your first eye. Now, one thing that I did not do is bring a ruler. So, could you hold on for 1 second, and I'll grab that real quick. Okay, so I'm back with the ruler. Now, ideally it should be one eye length from each side. So, let's see. The eye is. Now, the ruler, it doesn't have to be exactly what it is, but I just mark it with my finger. I can know the basic idea of where it's supposed to go. I'd say right here. So that's where the next eye starts. So I'm going to basically continue with the eye right here. Another reason why I love using graphing paper is because you can see the angle at which I did it here, how high I went, so I can make a más o menos, I like using that word too, view of what that was. Coming here. Now, one thing, though it doesn't have to be exactly the same, because no two eyes are exactly the same. Get it? Anyways, it's pretty good that you do, or else you get, I don't know, a Hunchback of Notre Dame looking thing. So, I'm gonna come in, and that's one thing. That's why I like to start with the top. If it's off a little, when you darken it in, you can kind of adjust it but anyways, so come in a little bit the edge, as I said before, not connecting those, leave a little bit of that comic bookish feel to it, which, I don't know, it's a style I like. Oh, and speaking of styles, I did look up what are the definitions, I guess, for lack of a better term, of your style. I found out that I am a slightly cartoonish. Slightly as in I do use a pretty big reflection, and the eyes are. I'm not liking that line. Eyes are relatively a little small, but not a little bigger. A little bigger. I mean, it's not covering the whole eye, if you know what I mean, like others. So now that we've got that done, I'm going to measure that real quick because it's not adding up. So, go here. I don't know. Anyways, I'll figure that out later. Anyways, it's time to draw. So now from here, what I do. Again, I'm not speaking today, folks. Anyways, but in my opinion, I like to just start with the eye. Get that, and then from there get all my measurements and stuff down or up, whatever. So I know most I know a lot of people start with the head. I personally can't do that because sometimes I make the eyes too big, too small, whatever. So I personally like to start with the eye. So as usual, I'm going to do my reflection on the left side. And I'm going to continue it right here. Now the character I'm drawing his name's Matthew. He's actually not one of my characters. He was created by none other than Cool Factor Zero. But, which, I guess this would be a time for story, since I'm just going over something I taught in the last lesson. Basically, Cool Factor Zero came up with this zombie apocalypse story, which I admit was very good. Pretty thought out. It wasn't based, there was no, set occurrences, like set action scenes, but he gave me the basic overview, and it was I liked it. Well, so he started writing it, and eventually, he hit I think he hit a writer's block. So I asked, since I am a writer, if I could take over it, and he gave me permission. So now, I kept the characters, kept some of the plot line. I kept most of the plot line. And so now, this is originally he was going to look exactly like Cool Factor Zero, if you have seen him, if you watch our Slender video, and I believe you'll see him, and you'll see me as well. But I don't know, after trying to draw him, it wasn't the best. So then I kind of arranged it so that he was no longer 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that means 1, 2, 3. He didn't really look like Cool Factor Zero that much anymore. He now looks like, I don't know, your somewhat Justin Bieber kind of looking teen. So yeah. Anyways, and he was, I guess maybe in another episode I can go into his life before the whole, zombies taking over the world and stuff like that. But in this episode, I'm just going to draw him. So this is also going into some face. Well, one thing you also notice about manga is that they don't really pay attention too much to the nose. I don't know why, they just don't. So, let's see. So now I'm going to start with an eyebrow. Now, one thing, since I'm doing the actual face, doing the whole face, I'm not going to go into that detailed of an eyebrow as I did in the other one. I'm just going to draw kind of a dark line. This won't be that much of a problem later on, because I am going to darken it with a pen. As you notice right here, I ended it where the eye begins. So just key thing. And right before, I guess, the eye begins again here. Anyways, so now one thing you'll notice about you'll notice a lot of things about manga, but they usually tend to have one strand of hair kind of going in the middle, and I don't really like the way that one came out. So I'm going to start right here, and they usually have one strand coming here. I don't know why, it's just maybe because that's the most show that it is drooping down somewhat. Oh, that's one thing, Matthew usually wears a hat, a hoodie, not hoodie, beanie, skull cap, whatever you children want to call it, because back in my day, it was called a sweater hat. That's kind of, well, no, it wasn't called a sweater hat, that's just what I made up. Anyways, so, what was I saying? Yeah, so he wears that a lot, so I'm not going to go into, I might have to go in again on hair, manga hair, eventually, but yeah, this was one of the reasons why I made him wear a hat, so I wouldn't have to deal with it, because originally I was going to make a comic of it, but I don't know, I didn't develop a writer's block. I finished the story in my mind, and then I kind of went off to another story, so kind of didn't finish what I started. Well, what I didn't start, but what someone else started. Oh well. But maybe I'll return to it one of these days. Anyways, so there it goes. So as usually he'll have a straight line, and then it's going to come down right here. Now I'm going to just somewhat get that cheek going. This is one thing I noticed. This is also one thing I found out today, is that one way you can somewhat this is it. It's kind of bugging me. Somewhat tell between a boy manga and a female manga. Is I like to make my males a little flat chin and the females a little more pointed chin. I don't know. Just one of those particulars I like to use. But anyways, so, and now if you notice here, the hair is all tucked against each other now. So, but I'm going to usually have the hair facing the same direction. So I'm going to move that here, and this one I'm going to actually have it coming down right here. Now, to get that layered look, because, I mean, you know, your hair is not always one length, I like to do it on top of each other a bit, and come back up. We got some strand here, and, you know, some hair here and there, but, so, let's see, and, and then the worst part of the drawing, in my opinion, the ears. I'm not that, I mean, ears are a necessity, of course, but I don't like drawing them at all. Just a preference. So, that's going to be his ear, or at least part of his ear. So, yeah, it's going to be kind of small, but that's how I'm rolling today. That's how I feel like it. Because I'm in charge. Because I'm the boss. And everyone's thinking, what? That I finally lost my mind. Which you should have known by now. You should have known this by now. I did lose my mind a while ago, so deal with it, bro. Anyways, and I'm not liking that ear, so I'm gonna erase it. One good thing about erasing is you get when you erase, you can see that where you still have a slight outline, so you know you can just trace it and then see where you went wrong, kind of. As you can see, I kind of went wrong just by doing it in the first place. So yeah. Now let's see. You know what? I don't think we will ink it today. We'll ink it eventually. I'll come back to this and we'll ink it. But I'm just gonna somewhat wrap it up. But anyway, so I'm gonna come here. Now, people are probably thinking, why is he like in the Middle East or something? What kind of Indian teepee are you putting on his head, Mark? And I'm telling you that this is the skeleton of it. Now, I'll come back. This will be a part 2. So, thank you, and have a good day.